world is about to have their eyes on Detroit, so we figure we show them how Detroit parties. Join us at the 313 Draft Party, presented by Flagger Law on Woodward and Adams in Detroit, April 25th and 26th. That's right, we're taking over the city with a live broadcast from the 313 Draft Party, sponsored by Jars, Lost Farm, and Gold Crown, covering the NFL Draft like only Woodward Sports can. Join the entire Woodward family when the first round begins at 8 p.m. This party is 21 plus, free to the public, and opens at 2 p.m. on Thursday. Come watch the live broadcast for rounds 1, 2, and 3 at the best draft party in the D. Ain't no party like a Detroit party, especially when you party with Woodward Sports. Thank you to our sponsors, Sorokas, Glorious, and Flagger Law. All we do is win.
One more day to the NFL draft in Detroit City. I can't wait, man. I'm getting pumped up. Look, there are already events that are starting. I know Broder's going to be at some events today. I'm actually going to go downtown with Brady as well to the Boys and Girls Club. That event that's kicking off today at the Garden City. It's going to be epic, man. It's going to be so epic. I can't wait. How are you feeling about this?
I'm feeling great. One more day. It really doesn't feel real. A draft in the city of Detroit, I don't know if any of us are prepared for what we're actually going to see when we get down there on that Thursday. Hey, look at that.
Good, Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Yes.
And with the first overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft,
Woodward Sports selects Matthew Broder.
FTB. FTB. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Broder. How are you doing this morning, brother?
I'm great. I'm in a glass case of emotion right now. Feeling good. Ready to go. How about that Tigers win last night? What a comeback. We got Rod Beard on. We have ourselves a day. Flannel has a mock draft.
Whoa.
Hey. I cannot wait to see. I can't wait to see.
Can't wait to see your mock.
Yes, it's just the Lions one, all 7 rounds. So
don't be so modest.
Hey, well, I mean, we'll get to it when we get to it. I'll just say that making a mock draft, and I got to give all of you credit for sending yours in. It's not as easy as you think. It's very how the board falls dependent, as we all know, especially when you're 29, 61, 73. It's not like they have a top 10 pick or anything.
But we're a supportive platform, man.
Yes.
Shout out to everybody that has gotten the courage to reveal their mocks on this show.
Absolutely.
Thanks to Mr. Matthew Broder kind of leading the way, and now we got Mr. Flannel Sam.
We don't mock shame.
Huh? What did you say?
I said we don't mock shame here. No mock shame in here.
No mock shame. I was about to ask you, how you doing this morning, JB?
I'm good, man. You know what? It is draft eve. This is the best day to be a Detroit Lions fan right now.
Woo!
We can't wait to see what's going to happen tomorrow.
Let's go. Mr. Matthew Broder, you mind telling the people we're talking about today?
I will, as soon as we confirm that I'm not muted at the moment.
I'm good. You're good.
I'm good. We're going to talk about the Tigers in this first segment, then we're getting into the Lions. We got another game to play at 8:15. I just want to have a couple scenarios to pose to you and the chat, just to get even more of a feel of what you're thinking, not just at 29, but throughout the draft. So I'm going to pose those to you at 8:30. We got at least three mock drafts from our chat.
Let's go.
I believe Chase Amley, Connor Bennett. We got a couple. I'm blanking on that third name. It is
Just a
Fan. Oh, my gosh.
Hey.
Who am I? Yep, and then we got Rod Beard coming on, 8:45, 9 o'clock, and then Sam's reveal at 9:15. We're gonna be breaking down his mock draft and giving him the toughest grade we can.
Let's go. And before we get around the city, what up, though, KG?
What up, though, man?
Hey,
What's
what
good?
up, though? It looked like you all up in the sky, man.
It look like I'm all up in the
high.
sky.
Oh,
Shit. That's on me.
Oh, that's because Broder was in there, man.
Yeah,
He's like 6'7". Oops. What are you? Oh, man. But I can't wait.
7 foot.
And you know what? We get to kind of kick this show off as well. Hey, let's get that next slide up, man, with the Tigers win graphic, because we had to, man. Bless your godson.
Hey,
Bless your godson,
yes,
Riley Green. What a game yesterday. We've been talking about these bats that we need to start seeing wake up or at least show some pulse. And I believe that through at least the last week's worth of games, we've seen a lot of good positive signs that the bats, hey, it may be just around the corner.
Absolutely. And so far this season, and I know this is going to sound a little bit bold, but Riley Green and Mark Canha are both putting up all-star numbers.
Yes.
They have been in terms of the macro level, along with Kerry Carpenter to some extent, the offense for the for the Detroit Tigers. Riley Green hit a couple of home runs yesterday. Mark Canha hit one. And now both of them have on-base percentages that start with the number 4. They're in the 400s. Are you kidding me? If that's something that they can maintain, this is certainly a division-winning team. That's a little bit aggressive, but still, those are definitely some guys that have that elite strike zone discipline that I certainly love. I've seen it with Riley Green, and thank goodness that Mark Canha was traded to this team. What an acquisition he has been. We saw Kenta Maeda with a good start, a great start. A good start is probably selling it a little bit short, and that would be absolutely huge for this team. Absolutely huge for this team because he has struggled at parts of the year, which for really the whole year he has. He struggled a bit, but Kenta Maeda is one of those savvy veterans who's historically a slow starter, and if he can just be a guy, as I said yesterday, that makes multiple starts, maybe 20, 25, 30, has an ERA below 5. He could be the 4th or 5th starter in this rotation, and everything is fine. And oh, by the way, shout out to the Tigers for making that 8th inning rally again and preventing us from having to hear all the Isaac Paredes victory lappers again. My goodness, there is a faction of Tiger fans that are just so toxic. They just want a victory lap so bad. And Isaac Paredes, they would have had their opportunity, but thank goodness that the Tigers were able to get that 8th inning rally. Man. And then, of course, Jason Foley, the best closer in all of baseball. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Again, still has not allowed an earned run this whole year.
What a bullpen.
The way that the Tigers responded after that disappointing homestand, culminating in losing a series 3-1 to the Rangers, by winning the next couple series, having a chance to sweep Tampa Bay, phenomenal. 14-10. I'll take it any day of the week.
I definitely will take any day of the week, especially this week, man. With NFL draft right around the corner, it's good to kind of see at least the two teams that are active right now in terms of the Tigers and then obviously the Lions with their draft. Hey, we got a lot of good things to talk about right now. And you know what, brother? You talked about it yesterday when I asked you guys the question about Maeda versus what do we do with Manning. You said, man, have a little faith.
Hold on.
You said, hold on.
Pump the brakes.
Whoa there.
Pump the brakes. He looked good yesterday. Like, that's what we want to start seeing out of him, and he's got to do it consistently. But yesterday was a good start. We're talking 5 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. It was 3 hits, I believe, five strikeouts. He did it. He looked as good as he's looked in a Tigers uniform. Like, his fastball velocity was up. He was, like, consistently 90, 91, which isn't, like, outrageously hard in the major leagues these days. But you see, when he's able to get ahead in the count and he's able to actually spot his fastball, it just looks harder to the hitters. You see him strike out guys with a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. It's because he's setting them up with his slider, which was looking as good as we've seen in a Tigers uniform as well. So when he can get that type of pitch mix down and he's throwing strikes, that changes everything. Like, it was not looking good yesterday with the way the Tigers defense started with all those errors at the beginning of the game. But he was able to hold steady. 5 innings, 88 pitches. Love to see it. And then, like Sam said, Jason Foley, best closer in the game. And what he did yesterday that I loved, he did it in 9 pitches. Like, he closed the game out in the 9th inning in 9 pitches. Like, that's why I love it. And the more I watch him, the more I love watching him pitch because he throws gas, but he pitches to contact. Like, that's not a combination you usually see. Like, no one, I don't know how anyone can square this guy up. He's throwing 98, 99, but then he's throwing a little two-seamer at 97, get a ground ball. He's going to be able to do things like this, like close the game in 9, 10 pitches. That only helps him out. We could roll him out today. Or he's fresher this weekend against the Royals when they come to town. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Let's go. I love when you talk baseball, man. You can just see your whole face lights up. But
look. Sorry.
Oh, no, I was going to say, we're waiting for the bats to warm up.
Yeah.
I just wanted to kind of get you guys' opinions on the errors because it's something now that we're kind of also seeing consistently with this team. Is that something that you see dying down, cooling off as the season goes on, or do you think it's a little bit more to the makeup of this roster?
A lot of people aren't going to like my answer, maybe including Matt Broder. As long as they're hitting, I don't really care about errors. I'm not saying kick it around the field and have 5 every game or anything like that, and I will acknowledge that errors did hurt the Tigers. It definitely cost them a game against the Rangers without a shadow of a doubt. But as I've said before, if you have a bunch of guys in your lineup or even just a couple that get on base regularly and even in the case of Mark Canha and Riley Green provide more of a power stroke, if there's some deficiencies in the field, I don't necessarily mind. And even some guys who make a lot of errors, like Javi Baez, for example, he's a guy that actually is still a good defender even though he makes errors because he gets to some balls that a lot of other shortstops won't. He has a good range. He has a cannon of an arm. So errors don't really concern me right now. And I just want to respond to one thing before I let you go, Matt Broder, because Chuck Brewer is taking it to a negative town already and kind of being a narrative pusher. But again, the Tigers scored more than 75% of their runs in the 8th inning or later. Here's the thing, Chuck. It's objective that in the last 3 Tigers wins, the last one notwithstanding, the bats have woken up. They gave Casey Mize and Tarek Skubal 6 and 7 runs of run support. They scored 5 in their win against Minnesota, and they only scored 1 in the top of the 9th. So if you want to take it to negative town today, I don't know why you would necessarily do that, but you're starting to sound like some of the other narrative pushers in the city who still don't want to give the Tigers any credit. So stop with that. Stop it. Chuck Brewer, stop being a hater of me. That's funny, Chuck. But hey, Chuck, you can't deny the last couple of games. Like I said, the ones where Mize and Skubal started, and then the game 1 at Minnesota, the Tigers, they pretty much were a pitch-to-pitch scoring and hitting better. It's true. Come on now.
I love it.
We got to be prepared for these peaks and valleys. Like, I actually happen to agree with Flannel on this, that as long as they're hitting, like the errors are, you can deal with them. The problem is that they're not always going to be hitting, so they got to be tight in the field. I'm not worried about it because I think they're a really good defensive team across the board. I think Spencer Torkelson might be your worst defender at first base, and he's still a pretty elite first base scooper. But the things that they're doing to manufacture these runs at the end of the game, just to keep the game close, to keep it exciting. And I got to go back to Riley Green. Like, the man is leading the league, leading the MLB in walks. And I think walk percentage, but definitely total walks, ahead of Mookie Betts, ahead of Juan Soto. And what he did again in this game, I think it's 2 games in a row, he led off the game with an 8-pitch walk. Like, that's exactly what you want out of your leadoff hitter, whether he hits 2 home runs or not. You want him to see as many pitches, allow his teammates to get into the game, see as many pitches from that starter as possible. He was phenomenal. Canna was great. The one problem, their hitters, they're from 4 to 9 in the batting order. Yesterday went 1 for 22 with 6 strikeouts. Carson Kelly had a single. That's got to be better. They're not going to be able to squeak out all these wins, so you got to get that lineup going. I love seeing Carson Kelly throw out, Harold Ramirez trying to steal in the bottom of the 6th. You see that fantastic tag by Javi Baez. Like, that's what I remember of him in Chicago as a second baseman, that slap tag at second base. It was a really close play. They had to challenge and ended up winning. And then Javi Baez, the last note I'll say, because, yes, I am excited. I haven't seen this in the MLB in years.
Bricked up Broder.
His delay steal in the 7th inning, the top of the 7th inning, like out of nowhere. I don't know if you're familiar with what a delayed steal. Usually, like, as soon as the pitcher lifts his leg, you steal, try to get to second base as soon as you can. This is one where the pitcher throws the pitch. Javi Baez likely took a couple extra hops in his leadoff. And then as soon as the catcher, took the ball to frame it, he takes off. So it kind of throws off the rhythm of everything. It was just really cool to see. Really cool to see him get on base and then get to second base. I'm excited at those little things. That's what we need to see, a team that can't hit very well. See them have those little abilities to their lineup to score some runs.
I love it. And just real quick, KG, I got to get the Javi Baez check from Mr. KG in the sound booth.
Well, I mean, he went 0 for 4 yesterday, so he's back to the norm. But like he said, it's the little things that we have to expect from Javi Baez. Continue to play good defense, continue to make amazing plays in the field, and every now and again, just give us like a 1 for 3 day, a 2 for 4 day. We'll be okay.
Okay.
Hey. Absolutely, and nobody is saying that Javi Baez is back or even good, but as long as he's not hurting the team, I'm cool with it because I have to be, because he's going to be there and he's hitting in the 8 hole. And just one more person in the chat I have to call out really quick. Of course it's Shad. Of course it's Shad, to the shock of absolutely no one. Of course Sam doesn't care about defense. All right, so in baseball, there is a element to playing the game of baseball that is exponentially more important to preventing runs than defense, and that is pitching. I have sung the praises of Casey Mize, Tarek Skubal, the bullpen. Part of my soliloquy today was talking about how well Kenta Maeda pitched. So that's my response, and I'm sticking to it. And I've never said that defense isn't important. I just think it's not as important as pitching and hitting. That's all. That's always been my stance. But you know what? If you need to go, work out, just anything. If you want to improve your pitching, hitting, and you can't get into the facility, go to Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and we mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym that has tons of equipment, a full-body workout in just 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all of this for only $10 a month, no commitment. No matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness close by. There are more than 50 in Metro Detroit and thousands more throughout the world. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
And with the first pick in the 2024 Media Draft, Detroit selects Woodward Sports. Thank you for making us the #1 digital network in Detroit.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Les Stanford, Buick
Let's go.
GMC, Chevrolet, Cadillac. They have locations in both Dearborn and right down Woodward on Ferndale. You can get your, if you need a new car, you can go get one. It's one of the couple of car sponsorships that we have here, and they have certainly hooked a lot of people up. We've done some shows at Les Stanford. So go to Les Stanford to get your new Buick, Cadillac, Chevrolet, GMC, anything that you could possibly want. They've got great salespeople. The process is easy if you make it that way. They can get you a good deal, whether or not you're upside down on your loan, whether you've got a good loan, anything you want, they've got it at Les Stanford. Les Stanford Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Let's drive down Woodward. Guys, that's where our 313 draft party is going to be at. That's where all of our sports teams play at. I'm telling you, chat family, you want to be able to get downtown Detroit tomorrow. And obviously, and honestly, for all the days, we're going to be broadcasting there Thursday and Friday. It's going to be an epic time. It's going to be an epic time. I can't wait. Hey, I hit the desk with my guy, with my bro, Flannel Sam, for picks 21 through 30.
Ooh,
so
nice.
we might be on for the Detroit Lions pick.
that would be something.
That would be something.
Oh, yeah.
That would be something, man. I cannot wait. But thank you guys for choosing to kick off your day with the Wake Up Woodward Show. Chat family, as always, you're a very important part of this show. Please smash that like button to support, and once you have, encourage somebody else to do the same. And I know we got another segment here, Mr. Matthew Broder, this or that, based around the Lions in this NFL draft.
Yes. I wanted to put these scenarios in front of you just to see, what type of receiver, if the Lions go receiver, are you interested? Are you interested in picking in the first round, or maybe moving back, or what flavor of cornerback you're interested? So really simple questions. It's the game's called this or that. So I'm going to start with just more of a general scenario. And Flannel, I'll just come to you first. Would you prefer this or that, trade up or trade back in the first round? If you're not picking at 29, would you prefer to trade up or trade back?
I would say trade back. I don't know if there's anybody, in my personal opinion, that I really want at 21 or 22 that I couldn't necessarily get an approximation of, or somebody that I like even better at a 29. As far as trading back, you could just get more assets, and there's a lot of really, really good players that are available in the second round that might drop. So if I had to choose, my preference would be staying at 29. But if I had to choose, I would say trading back.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I'd trade back. The more and more we've kind of done these mock drafts, the more and more we've looked at the type of prospects that could be there for the Lions at pick 29 and beyond. After knowing what Brad Holmes has done, picking up extra capital in drafts prior, I'm for the trade back.
KG, trade up or trade back, baby?
I'm trading up.
He's been consistent.
I feel like there are some dogs at the top of this first round that you can go get. You have the capital to go get them. It's just about whether you're willing to risk it or not. However, I'm only moving up for about four names. If outside of those 4 names, I'm not doing it. So trade
That's
up.
fair.
I have a gut feeling I know what JB's going to do, but I'll let him share it anyway. I bet he wants to go after a player rhymes with Schmalis,
Furnace?
Burner.
Oh, you already know my deal. I'm with KG on this one. I'm trading up. Yes,
That
there
was
is
Burner?
Dallas Burner. That's weird. Yeah, there is some value in trading back, but as KG said, there are dogs at the top of this draft, and there's about just a handful of people you want to go out there and get if you're trading up. So it's trade up for me.
I see a trade back from Big Dan Davis. Anakin Skyogre. You can only come on Saturday due to school. No problem, man. Dad with Tourette's, trade up. Happy anniversary, man. I hope it was good yesterday. Big Show picks, trade back all day. But then Josh Horton, trade up. Michael Weary, trade up. It's like 50% in here. I'm a trade back versus trading up. I'm cool with either staying put, but I'm going to go trade back. I just think there's a lot of value to me. 25 and 45, like that grouping isn't that much different. So if you can go get a pick in the 30s, add one in the 100s, that's what I'm all for. So it looks like we're about 50%. Dad with Tourette's, you are the man. Second, I'm going to throw a trade-up scenario at you guys.
Okay.
This might not be more than 10 picks. You might be able to do this in the 20s, but this or that. Trade up for center Jackson Powers-Johnson or offensive lineman Graham Barton.
I am going to go with trade up for Jackson Powers-Johnson. JPJ, as I've said before, is one of the most dominant interior offensive line prospects I've ever seen. I think he could be a day one starter, although he wouldn't necessarily have to be on this Lions team, but imagine him next year with this offensive line. Are you kidding me? He's got the positional versatility. He allowed 0 sacks last year at right guard and then 0 sacks this year at center, which is phenomenal in and of itself as a dominant run blocker. I like Graham Barton as a prospect. I think he's not quite the pass blocker that JPJ is, or the run blocker, but it's hard to gauge because he played his entire career at left tackle, but he doesn't necessarily project to be that in the pros. I think JPJ is more of a dominant, known commodity that has the guard center positional versatility. Give me JPJ.
You know what? Listen, we just put out prospect number 4 in our top 5 at 29. Shout out to Matthew Broder on that. And looking through, just again, reminding myself of who Jackson Powers-Johnson was, which was the number 4 prospect. This guy, he absolutely destroys the defensive line on run blocking. And it was crazy because a lot of his plays, you see the running back just make the wrong cut, but the lane is there.
Yeah.
He's sometimes taking out a guy to the left and then somebody to the right. I absolutely love what JPJ brings to the table. When you're talking about David Montgomery, when you're talking about Jahmyr Gibbs, when you're talking about what Jared Goff will need, and you talk about the future of this offensive line and keeping it elite, JPJ for me.
Yep.
JPJ all day. He checks all the boxes, man, and he fits a need that you will eventually have to replace in Frank Ragnow, but the versatility and everything he brings to the table, he is the only offensive lineman that I would take in the first round. So JPJ all day for me.
Wow.
Yeah, I think we're all in lockstep as well. It's JPJ for me. As KG said, it's someone you're going to need later on down the line. But as of right now, yeah, he can step in and be your day one starter. And you know what? You know he's going to keep Goff clean. So give me JPJ.
I'm seeing a lot of JPJs in here. Just a Fan, JPJ, Eric Burrow, JPJ, Michael Weary, AJ Blair, JPJ, Ed O'Neill, JPJ. This might sound crazy, but if I'm trading up, I would trade up for Graham Barton.
Ooh, okay.
And that's more so because I think there are 3 or 4 really strong centers that you can find later in the draft. Obviously, they're not as good as JPJ, and I would be thrilled to get him. But I'm more, hey, if he's there at 29, take him and don't even think about it. But if you're going to trade up, the upside that Graham Barton has is fit in this offense with Hake Fraley. It just seems perfect, especially at this point in time. Like he's not necessarily your replacement for Taylor Decker. He's not necessarily your replacement for Glasgow or Zeitler or Frank Ragnow, but for the next 2 years, he can play a couple different roles, and you get your center next year or later in the draft. So, hey, man, I would love both. Those are the 2 offensive linemen I would absolutely love.
Fair enough.
Stick it in the first round. This one I'm really interested in. Would you rather – actually, that's KG's game. This or that. At 29,
Crossing
take wide
streams a little
receiver
bit.
Xavier Legette or wide receiver Ladd McConkey.
Well, this is easy for me, and this no disrespect to McConkey. I am going Xavier Legette. He's got that DK Metcalf, as I've always said, size and speed, is a contested catch demon, destroys man coverage. When he gets the ball in space, he is absolutely gone. I think he has an upside that could rival any wide receiver in this draft not named Marvin Harrison Jr. I think Xavier Legette can be that good. And if he falls to, I would say, the second round, somebody is getting a steal. That's why, even though when he's ranked on prospect boards, he's usually not ranked as a first-round pick, at 29, I would certainly take Xavier Legette. The only thing that I think Ladd McConkey has over Xavier Legette is I think Ladd McConkey is more of a polished route runner, which is fair, by the way. He'd get open in the middle. But Xavier Legette, to me, with the size, the speed, all of the abilities that I just went over earlier, the production at South Carolina with no help at the wide receiver position, give me Xavier Legette.
Woo. I'm going to go Xavier Legette as well. When you're talking about a wide receiver that right now we're projecting Amon-Ra St. Brown, and we're praying that Jameson Williams can lock down that number one, that number two. But when you talk about one of these wide receiver prospects, and we talked about it as well, KG, the ones that can step in, maybe play that 3, but have the talent to be able to potentially lock down that 2 in year 1, I think it's Xavier Legette. So I'm going to go Xavier Legette.
That's a Xavier Legette for me as well. Man, he did have a top 30 visit with the Lions, so just keep that in mind. But man, can you imagine DPJ and Xavier Legette in the red zone? That is absolutely unstoppable, man. He was the man on his team in South Carolina. I absolutely love his skill set. Like you said, the size and the speed combination is just absolutely incredible. I think he will be a steal. He will go in the second round, hopefully to us. But yeah, Xavier Legette for me.
JB.
You guys leaving it up to me.
You look like you over there. You just contemplating.
I'm contemplating because, like, I really want Xavier Legette, but at the same time, I see something in Ladd McConkey, especially if I'm picking a wide receiver at 29. I don't know. There's just something about him. He has good hands. He accelerates off the line of scrimmage. He's an agile wide receiver that, I don't know, there's just something about him that I'm like, this could be like your Julian Edelman right here for Jared Goff. Just that quick little dump-off pass, and then he just takes off a field. So I think I'm going to lean with Ladd McConkey on this one. No offense, Xavier, though.
No, Xavier Legette's incredible. I'm leaning Ladd McConkey with JB, too. Like, we talk about size and speed, and that's what we think. They're so much different, but they both ran a 4.3 940. Xavier Legette's 6'1", Ladd McConkey's 6 foot tall. Actually, Xavier Legette's an underrated route runner. I would be happy with both, but I think Ladd McConkey, especially if you're going to extend Jared Goff, is a perfect fit in this offense. Just creating mismatches, creating separation at the line of scrimmage. He's as good as it gets. Maybe number 2 to like Malik Washington, who's a 3rd or 4th round pick, in terms of getting separation at the line of scrimmage or in those short intermediate routes. So that's why I would lead Ladd McConkey, but every time I watch Xavier Legette or learn a little bit more, I like him more. So I would be thrilled with both of those. I'm just a Ladd McConkey guy.
Fair enough, man.
Last one before we get to some mock drafts from our chat. I know these are mocked at different spots in the first round, but I think this conversation has gotten a little closer than expected. But this or that, would you rather draft Kool-Aid McKinstry or Terrion Arnold?
And see, this is where a lot of people are going to disagree. I like Kool-Aid as a prospect better than Terrion. Not value in the draft, which is why I wouldn't be in favor of the Lions drafting up to get Terrion Arnold, much to the chagrin of KG. But we shall see. To me, Kool-Aid, he's more of a technically sound corner, a smart corner. He's better. He grades out better in man coverage than Terrion, although both of them grade out better in zone. It's just, to me, and Broder, you highlighted this, and I think this is very, very telling. Teams picked on Terrion. Should they have as much as they did? No, because Terrion burned teams for 5 interceptions, but he also gave up some plays. Kool-Aid was more of that shutdown corner who I think has that higher floor. Terrion is that athletic freak that was obviously more of a ball hawk, but also gave up some plays, more of a risk taker type of guy. So give me Kool-Aid at 29, although I wouldn't necessarily be angry with either of them, but trading up for Terrion wouldn't be what I personally would do.
Whew. Man, I've been going back and forth on this one. I know KG has had a lot of great things to say about Terrion Arnold, but I feel like Kool-Aid McKinstry has been the guy that for the longer period of time, especially going back to the college season, was a guy that was supposed to be the best corner taken out of Alabama. Obviously, close to the end of the season in the combine, saw Terrion Arnold have this rise. But I like this quote from Kool-Aid McKinstry that just tells me a little bit more about this guy's mindset as a competitor. When asked about comparing himself to Terrion Arnold, he said, Arnold is a fantastic athlete and a freak of nature, but me, I'm more of a guy who has a great IQ and a real football player. I understand the game. And I'm just like, woo, you know what? I like the mindset already. I like that kind of that gritty, bite your kneecaps off. And we used to be teammates, but where I'm going right now is somewhere different. I like Kool-Aid. I do. No bias. No bias.
A little bit of bias. A little bit of bias, but it's cool, man. You know what I'm picking. Terrion Arnold, he's the better corner of the two, and that's no slight to Kool-Aid McKinstry, but when you look at just how he fell in draft rankings, also he has some things that he's possibly injured. You know, and I trust Terrion Arnold more. He is more of an athletic freak. I like what he brings to the table. He's a ball hawk, like Sam said. He's never out of a play, even when he gets beat. His closeout speed, absolutely amazing. 4.4 speed at his size. You can't buy that, man. And I feel like with a couple years in the NFL with this defense, he will absolutely blossom and probably be your cornerback one of the future. So give me Terrion Arnold.
Man, now y'all got to put this on me. Can we take both of them? Can I have both of them?
You can plead the fifth.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I really want to plead the fifth because I like both of these guys, but I think I might have to lean with Terrion Arnold just a little bit. I think, as KG said, he could be your CB1 of the future, and there's just something about this dude that, I don't know, he has like this football awareness and like mental toughness that I just like and admire. So give me Terrion Arnold with this one.
JB, I'm with you. And Herb Nash, I'm finishing with your comment here. That's a mic dropper. But this is more split than I expected. I see Greg Allspaw with Kool-Aid, Rando Smalls neither, AJ Blair Mitchell. These are not choices. It's Terrion or Kool-Aid. No, but we got McKinstry, Charles McClain, Arnold, Mike Reed, Arnold, dad with Tourette's, Big M, Arnold, Kool-Aid, Denver Blair, Steve DeYoung, Arnold. It's split, but then Herb Nash drops the mic here. We already have the best Kool-Aid. Give me Terrion.
Hey, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Maybe we have to do a giveaway or something. Make sure he's the winner.
Yeah. No, let's go. So, hey, I feel like I have a better feel for like the type of cornerback, the type of wide receiver, sort of where you guys are thinking. So that was what that exercise was all about. That was fun. We got some mock drafts coming up, starting with Just a Fan when we get back from break.
Absolutely. But first, if you want to, get high before you do your mock drafts or look at our mock drafts, visit Dispo Dispensary today for deals too good to miss. Meet a team that curates an unbelievable atmosphere and shopping experience. Try the freshest inventory from Michigan's largest variety of products. Come through our stores or order on Dispo Dash today. Dispo Dispensary, DispoShops.com, your local cannabis plug.
And draft party.
Hey, listen, join Woodward Sports as we broadcast live this Thursday and Friday for the 2024 draft, brought to you by Figer Law, live from the 313 draft party on Woodward Avenue. Live coverage Thursday, 7:30 p.m. to midnight, and Friday, 6:30 p.m. to midnight. This is brought to you by Figer Law, Glorious Cannabis, Soroki's Crispy Chicken, and Chill Medicated. We want to see y'all out there, man. Let's go, Woodward Sports. Let's go, Detroit Lions.
Let's go. Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
When it comes to chicken sandwiches, I have got the sleeper. It's the Shake Shack Chicken Shack sandwich. Try the Chicken Shack sandwich for free with a $10 purchase. Grab a shake and crispy crinkle fry, and your Chicken Shack will be free. Just use the code word Woodward in person, online, or download the Shake Shack app today. Promotion available in all 7 Michigan Metro Detroit locations and ends May 1st.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm so glad we got an extension on that free chicken sandwich. And there's a Shake Shack right downtown Detroit. So while you're down there for the draft, while you're down there to support us, make sure you guys go and grab your free chicken sandwich. What up, though, people? Welcome back. It is the Wake Up Woodward Show. We appreciate you all greatly for choosing to kick off your day with Wake Up Woodward. What up, though, Mr. Matthew Broder?
Pass it my way. Pass it my way. I got a shout out for Jared Tobiasen. Broder, I aced both my exams. Let's go.
Hey.
Nice.
Go.
Whatever those exams were, attaboy. Student athlete, you gotta get your grades up. Keep them up. No, Jared, great job, man. Thanks for
Great job.
Thanks for doing that.
Great job.
Helping
Great job.
society be smarter.
You know what, man?
nice
Our chat is elite, man.
Elite.
It's elite.
Elite.
Keep smashing that like button. Support your crew. It's NFL draft week. We got one more day.
One more
sleep. One more sleep. Hey, you know what? We got to continue in this spirit of the NFL draft. I know that some of the chat family sent in their mock drafts as well. Mr.
Oh, yeah.
Broder?
Yeah, we're going to start with
let's
Just a Fan. And also in the chat, I just thought of this while you were talking, and now I'm mumbling, and we're probably going to be late because of it. But do you have any, like, draft traditions? And I say that because over the last couple of years, I started watching Draft Day with my dad the night before a draft. So I'm going over there to watch it with him tonight. Let us know if you have any traditions, draft day traditions or superstitions. Put that in the chat. But, JB, whenever you're ready, let's throw up that Just a Fan mock draft. I want you guys to give your honest feedback in the chat. Give Just a Fan a grade. We're going to put a poll up here in just a minute. But let us know what you think. This is Just a Fan's mock draft. Starting with Jer'Zhan Newton. Look at that, at 29. Let me pull up a little. Oh, there we go. Jer'Zhan Newton at 29. Jonah Ellis at 61. Then it looks like a trade. You received 80, 149, and 214 for pick 73. Actually, that's probably a pretty realistic trade. He did it to get Renardo Green.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
I love it.
He loaded up on the defense to start this draft.
There
off.
are
I love it.
couple of picks that I'm not going to comment on because you'll see a little bit later. But Jer'Zhan Newton at 29, that could end up being one of the biggest steals of the draft, especially you don't know what's going to happen with Aleem. Both Aleem and DJ Reader have had some recent injury issues, and Jer'Zhan Newton, that interior pass rush, he's got it in droves. He can defend the run. I guess if there's one weakness of his, he's a little bit undersized, but I don't think that's going to matter at all. I actually like this mock draft a lot.
Yeah, this is really solid. And it's like there's so many different angles that Brad Holmes can take in this draft, whether it's to go and find the right, defensive lineman or offensive lineman or cornerback or wide receiver or something within these first 2, 3, 4 rounds. But when you look at what Just a Fan has done here, they kind of load up on that defensive line depth, pieces that probably convey long-term as a starter potentially, and then to go and get another cornerback. You can't be mad at it, man. Load up on this defense.
Yep. And starting at 149 and with that trade, they loaded up on the some of their future offensive line. Caden Wallace, if I'm not mistaken, played opposite Olu Fashanu at Penn State. And he's a little bit more of a project, but a really good athlete. Then you got Zinter. So he could be your right tackle of the future should you not extend Decker. Sure. You got Zinter there who could play guard in the future. Then I'm a big fan of Tip Ryman out of Illinois. He's one of those Dan Campbell type of tight ends, like a Brock Wright type. I personally, if our choices are A, B, C, D, I'm giving this an A.
Yeah.
This is way too good to give a B in my opinion. So I'm going A.
I'll give it an A.
It's solid.
Yeah.
I like it.
Chat, we got 49 votes in. I'm seeing 41% A, 54% B, 6% C.
And no D's.
I don't know who that is. No D's. That's a pretty good draft. If you're getting no D's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
D's nuts.
Hey! D's nuts.
Had to. No, hey, I don't think there's much more to even talk about. Like, well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well done.
Yeah, this is good.
JB. Mr. Chase Amley is next, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, shout out Chase.
Shout out Chase.
All right.
We're gonna see this. You guys, same thing. Put your feedback. Put your grade.
Just a Fan
gave that. Chat.
Just a Fan gave that last mock draft an F.
Just a Fan did.
Yeah.
That's hidden.
F for fifth. FIF fifth. All right, this is Chase Amley, and what I like about this is different than what a lot of our mock drafts have looked like. So take a look at this. This is Adonai Mitchell, 6'3", receiver out of Texas. You go safety at 61, Tyler Nubin. A lot have mocked in the first round, whether he gets picked in the first round or slides to the second. I don't know, but to get him at 61 and Marshawn Nealon, and then he goes running back, Braylon Allen. Well, I think you're a fan of Flannel.
I am.
Maybe not for this Lions team, but I know you like him. Nehemiah Pritchett, cornerback, Kalen King. Not my favorite cornerback, but at 205, there's some value there. And then Will Reichard. What do you guys think? What stands out?
See, the one thing about this draft that immediately stands out is that the cornerback position isn't addressed until Kalen King. And for the record,
I Nehemiah Pritchett.
Nehemiah Pritchett. My fault.
All good.
Yeah, but later on. So yeah, I misspoke there. But I would have probably done it a little bit earlier. I don't know if necessarily those guys are impact guys anytime soon. Although Kalen King, I liked him last year at Penn State, but he had kind of a rough year and a very, very rough combine, so he fell. Some might not like the Tyler Nubin at 61, but I'll tell you what. To me, he's the best safety in this draft. He's a phenomenal coverage safety. I mean, look at his numbers when targeted. You absolutely did not want to throw his way or his zone. Adonai Mitchell, not my favorite receiver at 29, but he does give you that speed and that big play ability that I certainly like. Marshawn Nealon, high pass rushing upside. And then Braylon Allen, to me, that's going to be the best running back from this draft class. He's built similarly to Derrick Henry. He's not quite Derrick Henry with even size and speed and power, but he's that archetype. He's going to wear you down, and you absolutely cannot hit him high because you will bounce off of him. So I guess if I'm grading this draft, I would probably say a B.
I'm interested in KG's response to this as well, because I know you kind of have this no wide receiver policy in the first round.
I do.
But they got Adonai Mitchell.
Although I do like Adonai Mitchell, I feel like you could have got him in the second round. It's just a lot of these seem like luxury picks to me. You went and got a safety, which we could use a safety, but it's a loaded room, not necessarily a need. You went and got a running back. I don't think we need another back on this team. I do like that you address corner, but like Sam said, it's a little bit late. I would have to give it a C. I don't think it's the worst draft in the world just based off the players that he picked, but it's a lot of luxury picks here, and it's some stuff that he could have addressed a little bit sooner than me.
Yeah, I'm going to go C as well. I was about to say B because I thought there are some good players here, but when I look at it, there's just not enough girth, not enough beef. Like there's some good position players. I actually do really like Tyler Nubin, and that sort of takes away part of the need for an early cornerback, but I want a little more, a little more juice.
Sizzle.
That's fair.
Need some sizzle, man.
Yeah, so I'm giving it a C. We see 52 votes, 52% C, 23% B, 15% A, and 10% D. I'm an Adonai Mitchell fan too, but there's so many good wide receivers.
Yeah.
Like I just would prefer Ladd. Xavier Leggette's pretty good. So I give it a C.
Could have got him in a second.
Yeah. Before Rod gets on, let's do this last one real quick.
Yeah.
We have, let me make sure I got the right name, just a fan. We have Connor Bennett. This is a nice short, tight mock draft here we'll react to. I really like this pick at 31. Woo!
Yeah.
Yep,
trade back involved.
There's your guy.
We have a trade back, so it looks like Detroit gave pick 29 to Baltimore. So move back one pick for a fourth rounder and a future third. That's a lot to give up for Baltimore. To be determined. Wait, then move back again. So there were a couple trades, but Graham Burton, Ricky Pearsall, Adisa Isaac, Tavondre Sweat, and Kyrie Jackson. There's some ballers on there.
Huh.
I like that draft a lot.
Yeah.
Graham Barton at 31 with the positional versatility. I obviously don't like him as much as JPJ, but he's a guy that, as we've said before, the Detroit Lions offensive line, we've got some one-year contracts. We've got some guys who have 1 year left on their contract, Taylor Decker, and we also have a guy in Frank Ragnow who is basically on his last legs, we would say. Graham Barton, hell of a player at 31. Ricky Pearsall at 61. He seems to me slightly redundant when it comes to that we already have Amon-Ra and Khalif Raymond, but Ricky Pearsall, he stretches the field better than you think, and he also plays out wide better than you think. At 61, he might be the best guy there. Adisa Isaac, high pass rushing upside, actually had more sacks than Chop last year.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the Lions won't take him T'Vondre Sweat because he had that off the field thing. He doesn't seem like a Dan Campbell guy, but to me, T'Vondre Sweat is like, he has the potential to be DJ Reader, but a better pass rusher.
Yeah.
That guy was one of the best defensive players in all the country, Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, just a black hole for run defense, a good pass rusher. And, of course, Kyrie Jackson, that 6'4 corner, can play zone or man, has high athleticism. To me, 73 and 113 might be my favorite picks of them all. So, nice draft.
Yeah, real quick, what do you think? And give it a grade.
I would give this a B. I would give this a B. I don't know much about Ricky Purcell, but all the other picks I would like you said, T'Vondre Sweat, that's a steal at 73, and Kyrie Jackson. I like this a lot. Give me a solid B for this.
Yeah. And my question about Sweat and players like that, have the Lions been burned yet by sticking to their philosophy?
No, they have not.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I
like T'Vondre Sweat, but I already said they're not going to take him.
Yeah, he's not coming to Detroit, but he's a stud.
Yeah.
On the football field. Maybe not off the football field.
Yeah.
But I give it a B. It'd probably be like a B+. I love Graham Barton. I like these players. Ricky Pearsall is in that next tier of I got Ladd McConkey, Roman Wilson, then Ricky Pearsall, and that type of, hands receiver, reliable receiver. I give it a B.
Hey,
I give it a B. So let's get to break. We got Rod.
Let's
Rod
go.
coming on.
Sports editor-in-chief for the Detroit News. Joining the Wake Up Woodward show. You guys already know you can catch us every day, Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. And you guys are obviously the best. Continue to tell more and more people about the squad and about the show. And continue to smash that like button. But after you're done with Wake Up Woodward, Big D Energy is on from 11 to 1. You got 4-time Stanley Cup champion winner and the Guardian of Detroit, Darren McCarty, with the golden voice, Mr. Neil Rule. You can hear him kind of just commentating on something, man. That guy is everywhere nowadays. After that, you got Romani and Edwards with Mass. That is U of M legend and former NFL wide receiver Braylon Edwards. That is Ryan Romani of also Fox 2. I'm kind of one of these media kings in Detroit, as well as the lovable and the radio legend, Mr. Tom Mazaway. And then you can end your day with the Woodward heavyweights, the big fellas. They're on from 5 to 7, Monday through Friday. And you guys already know they're going to bring you great breakdowns, great interviews, and a bunch of laughs. Thank you all for making Woodward Sports the #1 digital sports outlet. We appreciate you all greatly.
What's good, man? How you doing? What you got for me today? Let's have a look, man. I see the one I want right there. That's the one I'm looking for.
Welcome to the winner's circle, Blake.
Hey.
Figer Law. All we do is win.
All we do is win. The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network. The world is about to have their eyes on Detroit, so we figure we show them how Detroit parties. Join us at the 313 Draft Party, presented by Flagger Law, Woodward and Adams in Detroit, April 25th and 26th. That's right, we're taking over the city with a live broadcast from the 313 Draft Party, sponsored by Jars, Lost Farm, and Gold Crown, covering the NFL Draft like only Woodward Sports can. Join the entire Woodward family when the first round begins at 8 p.m. This party is 21 plus, free to the public, and opens at 2 p.m. on Thursday. Come watch the live broadcast for rounds 1, 2, and 3 at the best draft party in the D. Ain't no party like a Detroit party, especially when you party with Woodward Sports. Thank you to our sponsors, Sorokas, Glorious, and Figer Law. All we do is win.
The new Glorious Ice Water Bubble Hash Pre-Roll now has diamonds in it, everybody. Look, they are constantly pushing to create the best cannabis experience just for you. The perfect boost comes from the added touch of pure THC diamond dust, allowing flowers with only the highest terps, making the best even better. Glorious Cannabis, check them out at your local retailer, or you can always check them out at gloriouscannabis.com. But you know who has them already? Dispo, baby.
Let's go. Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. We appreciate you guys for kicking off the day with the crew. And we got one more person to add to this squad. That is Detroit News sports editor-in-chief and media legend, Mr. Rod Beard. It's great to have you back on. Hey.
What's up, Rod?
Let's go.
Yeah, man, good morning.
Draft week. One more day, Rod. How are you feeling?
It's a lot. It's a lot going on, but we'll make it through.
Hey, let's rock. Let's rock.
Absolutely. And I don't want to put you on the spot right away, but since the draft is tomorrow, I'm just going to flat out ask. With the and I'll just assume for this exercise that they're staying at 29. With the 29th I'm asking you though, Rod. I'm asking you. Obviously you are correct. With the 29th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, GM, should I call you Brad Beard or Rod Holmes, selects?
Either way. I select random dude for another team. I think they're just going to trade out of it and either up or down. If we have to make a decision there, sure, Keon Coleman. Let's just do something different.
Hey,
fair enough.
Hey, he's taking that wide receiver in the first round. How do you like that, KG?
I don't. No offense to Rod, though. Love you, Rod.
KG has
but they're going to get somebody else. It's if they're staying at 29, then whatever. But I don't think they are.
KG has this strict no wide receivers policy going on. But I wanted to be able to get, not in the first round, that is. But I wanted to be able to kind of get the feel of Detroit news. You know, your beat writers, you're always tapped in as a sports editor-in-chief there. Like, what's the feel around the office for not just the NFL draft, but the city of Detroit being on display?
It's just that this is a wonderful opportunity. We haven't had anything this big maybe since the Super Bowl. And there's so much being done around the city. Everybody knows about the Light Up Detroit sign and feel how you will about it. It's an effort in trying to do something to welcome everyone to the city. What we heard in the beginning is that it would be like the Hollywood sign. This is not like the Hollywood sign. This is the Dollar General version of a Hollywood sign.
Talk about it.
I mean, whatever. It is what it is. They tried. They tried something. Give them a A for effort.
I give them a golf execution.
Well, but I think it is just really showing the nation and showing the world the new Detroit. And I don't know if the city has had an opportunity to do that. And it's not finished. So I don't want people to say, oh, they made all of this about it. And it's not quite anything. It's something. If you look at where the city was 10 years, especially the downtown area was 10 years ago, it's miles away from that. It's worlds away from that. And I'm glad that people are going to come in and be able to see a different version of the city.
And Rod, I wanted to expound on that a little bit because I was just about to ask you, how big of a testament is it to the city of Detroit that they're hosting the NFL draft? This used to be an exclusive New York City event, and now it's held in Detroit. You just mentioned that you couldn't have imagined it happening even 10 years ago. Just how proud should we all be of the city, and how big of a testament is it, and how far has the city come? I know that's a three-part question, but I'm really curious to get your opinion on it, Rod.
I'll try to hit all 3 points. The city has come very far. It's to be on the map and on the national map for major sporting events is a big deal because it was always there aren't enough hotels. There isn't enough interest. People aren't going to come. I think we're going to see over the next few days that people will come. People will travel. And the NFL is one of the better vehicles to be able to do that for the draft. I mean, it was in Kansas City. And if you look at the list of cities that it was in before, I mean, it's not a top tier list of cities around the country. So even still, Detroit is on that list and gets the opportunity to show off the downtown area, the surrounding areas. And don't forget, it's not just come and be in Birmingham. Like if you think about the big PGA events, the other ones that are sort of on the fringe in the suburbs. No, this is in downtown Detroit. This is a different vibe that's going to be there. And every part of the city is engaged in it in that downtown area that you're going to have Hart Plaza. You're going to have different parts around Campus Martius, up and down Woodward. It's going to be engaged in a lot of different ways, and I'm glad to see that.
It's awesome.
Yeah, Rod. So with it being held in Detroit, there are traditions involved with the NFL draft. You know, we've seen in past cities. Roger Goodell, when he walks on stage, he gets booed. We've got the Bears at pick number 1. There's a lot going around social media, and do they boo? Do they chant Jared Goff? How do you expect, or what would you like to see the city of Detroit welcome Roger Goodell and the Chicago Bears as this draft kicks off tomorrow?
Yeah, they will boo. I mean, that's a general thing, and that's not even necessarily the Detroit fans. People are just going to boo because it's Roger Goodell. Yeah. That's a tradition that will not die in Detroit at all.
Do you think there's a little extra on it because of the Dallas Cowboys game last year? The Brad Allen referee, Decker reported, little mishap?
No, just because it's Thursday. I mean, he'll get booed. there's no extra sauce that goes on it. It's Thursday. That's the reason he'll get booed, and he's out there.
Oh man. I can't wait, man. Like, the energy has been electric already from just what we experienced with our chat and just kind of other people that we reach out to about this draft. One day away. You know, what's the craziest thing that you do see happening in this draft, or do you propose could happen in this draft?
I think there are just going to be trades all over the place. Just all. There's the thing about the Minnesota and where's JJ McCarthy going to go? Does somebody trade up to 2 or 3? I think we're just going to see a flurry of trades all over the place. And your original script of who had what pick is just going to be out the window because there's a lot of talent. There are a lot of people that are interested in players in different spots. And with these trades, you're going to see people going to get the guys that they want. But then in that, you inevitably get some guys who fall a little bit through the cracks. So you're just going to have trades all over the place. That's my prediction. I'm a chaos guy. I want to see chaos in this draft. People just trying to figure out what to do. But it may take some time to correct it. So, of course, it happens in the NFL draft in the later rounds all the time. You don't even know who was originally picked to pick anywhere anyway. But in the first round, and I think you're going to see quite a bit of that.
Yeah, and Rod, you've made it clear that that's what you would prefer the Lions to do. But given that, is there a position group that you want the Lions to target heavily in, say, the second round or later rounds, given the fact that in your scenario they do trade back?
Yeah, I want to see them hit corner really, really hard and hit that edge rusher. As long as you can check those off with early round guys who have a chance to get some playing time in that rotation, I think they will have succeeded to that point. Receiver isn't a must. Is Donovan Peoples-Jones a guy that you say, hey, he's going to come in and contribute? You're not sure about it, and that's why I'm saying to Keon Coleman, if he's there. But again, you've got to hit those other defensive parts first because there was so much uncertainty at cornerback in the playoffs and throughout the season last year. You always need depth. And especially at receiver. I don't want to put an injury on one of their starters, but if something like that happens, you've got to have some depth there because the offense was one of the keys to the season last year. As much as defense was a deficit, offense was one of the reasons that they were so successful.
Man. Hey, look, Rod, it's always awesome having you on, and we got you for one more segment. And it's cool to hear you say that you want to see the Detroit Lions as well focus on this defense, especially with the early picks. But I can tell the people where else they can go to get some good defense as well. That is Guardian Alarm. Customized solutions from real experts. Our professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. It is 24/7 professional monitoring. Call us anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone with you as long as needed. It is technology backed by people. Your safety and security, it deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who've been proven to care. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT. Once again, 1-800-STAY-OUT.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Boys and Girls Clubs of Southeastern Michigan and the Jerome Bettis Bus Stops Here Foundation is proud to present the 3C Sports Conference to educate, inform, and inspire players, parents, and coaches in our local communities, featuring impactful speakers like Jerome Bettis, Eddie George, and Adam Schefter. April 24th through the 26th. That is today it starts. That should be fun. For more information and tickets, scan the QR code on the screen and sign up today.
Hey, what up, though, people? Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. Thank you guys for choosing to kick off your day with us. One more sleep. You know what? One more sleep to the NFL draft. But I've already seen people say they are not going to sleep at all. They're staying up all night. And you know what? The city has a lot to do right now, man. Shout out to Figer as well. They're going to be our sponsor, our lead sponsor for all of our draft coverage. And we also have some other supporting sponsors as well. Figer Law, all we do is win.
Sleep
no
is the
what.
cousin of death.
Especially right now,
Is that
man.
not? Is that Illmatic?
Especially right now, man. Everybody's gonna have so much energy. Good job on that one. You get a point. You get a point. Dog, it's so much energy going on right now, and I can't wait. I'm hoping that people choose to get downtown, see us at the 313 draft party. But gotta find the juice for this. Let's do this, man. Let's kick off this drum roll. Let's get Rob Beard back on here. Hey, yo! Shout out and welcome again to the legend Detroit News, Rod Beard. No games that we have to talk about. I know that you weren't here last week. We did talk a little bit about the exit interviews with the players. But, Rod, I got to have you kick things off with Rod's thoughts.
Playoffs are bananas, man.
Yeah.
Bananas.
Yeah.
And it's good to see that it's not your normal teams, your typical teams. The Lakers aren't just getting a cakewalk. Even Phoenix is having some trouble with Minnesota. I just like when young teams are able to make that jump. And even OKC, we didn't talk a lot about OKC and what they were able to do in the regular season this year. But man, it's something different. But good to see. I just like seeing a different group of teams there to root for, root against, whatever your thing is. But that's my take so far on the playoffs. But fun.
Yeah. It's interesting to see some teams there that have gone through some kind of long-term and at the end of their rebuild, some kind of build-up on the fly. To see teams like OKC right now, it's like, man, what could be? What could be? Especially when you draft well and you surround that talent with the right type of not just vets, but also coaching and leadership as well. Obviously, the big thing out of the Detroit Pistons exit interviews was everybody's head was surrounding kind of this news of this player of basketball operations. I know, KG, you had a question about that as well?
Yeah, help me out, right? Because I've been struggling with this one. I've been very critical of this pending move of the president of basketball ops, because if Troy Weaver wasn't able to make his own decisions and stand on his own merit, I don't see how the president of basketball ops is going to help things. What are your expectations for the new president of basketball ops, and do you think this move will even work in the long term?
The Pistons for a long time have been in a very odd structure where they didn't have a president of basketball operations. They've kind of had, the Ed Stefanski years where he was an advisor, so he wasn't officially in that title. But most teams do. Most teams do have somebody who's over all of that stuff. So it's just been odd that the Pistons didn't. And I think it can work. I don't know if it will. It's just like anything else. It depends on who you get there. And I think it's just the typical structure. You need to have a person who's making those final decisions for the organization, not in the basketball side of things, not just the GM who's doing the day-to-day team stuff. You need somebody else who's keeping an eye on that. And it just puts another layer. If it's Troy Weaver or it's somebody else, it's just putting a layer between them and Tom Boris.
Yeah, and what I'm hoping is that whether Troy Weaver is here or not, with the new president of basketball operations, that there's a lot better synergy, or at least proposed synergy, about what's going on the floor. There are things I've heard as it relates to some things Troy Weaver has been able to do. Some things have been kind of overruled by this working front office of things, which was announced by the Pistons when they kind of first hired Weaver, that he would be working with Arn Tellem and Ed Stefanski. And there's been some moves that have had people really scratching their heads. One of the more kind of out front ones is probably the coaching hire of Monty Williams, where Troy Weaver was already in the middle of a coaching search, and the organization decided from the top of it with Gores and whoever of his advisors, that they wanted to be able to move in a different direction with the coach. And I can't be necessarily mad at that philosophy, but what I'm hoping is that the new president of basketball operations is the guy kind of where the buck stops, and that he has a good working synergy with whoever the GM is going to be. Because one of the scares that I'm seeing all over social media right now is people believe Cade Cunningham will leave either before or after this next contract. He seems locked in. Out of the, people I talked to behind the scenes, shout out to his camp, and shout out to Ashton, the trainer, as well. He seems locked into Detroit. It doesn't seem like he has this mindset of, let me bail, let me try and go to somewhere else. I feel like he's taking this kind of personal, that he wants to be here when Detroit Pistons turn this thing around. He said that he was all locked in with the restore. He went and he asked for Chuck Daly's number 2 jersey, which the Pistons did have hanging in the rafters to commemorate the Bad Boys 2 championships. But just how far away do you believe the Detroit Pistons are from being able to put something formidable around Cade Cunningham to where we could see some positive growth? Is that something you can see happening this offseason, or is it going to take a couple more years?
It can. It's just really what you do at this point in this offseason is going to be important, but it's not everything. And we've talked about, do you trade this pick? Do you keep this pick? Do you bring in a bigger free agent? Or just get somebody else through a trade. I don't know if you can just go along, bring in whatever top 5 pick this is going to be, and say, hey, we're just going to let this thing grow. You can't. I don't think you can do that. I just don't think you have enough time. To your point about Cade and what you've got to show him that you're trying to do something, and you're making bold moves to do it. It's not just you're going along and this will work and they'll figure this out. We've seen enough in these past couple of off seasons that it's not that way, that this isn't the structure that you need. It's not a bunch of young guys and they're all going to figure it out at the same time. We know Cade has kind of figured it out, but will Duran, will Ivy, but what's the piece after that? Who's that next dude? Is it Sar? No, it's just not. No, let's say it from the beginning. No, that you're going to need somebody else to sort of tie this whole thing together. And we talked at the beginning of the season. Now we can revisit this and say whether it worked or not. Was getting in Houston's case, did their young guys all kind of figure it out? No, they got a vet to kind of make that thing and glue it together with popsicle sticks. So that's the pattern. And I think this is the way the Pistons have to figure it out, is you need that vet. The Knicks, were they a really good squad? No, they went and got Jalen Brunson. Did that make a big difference? Absolutely it did. This is the next step in what this rebuild has to look like.
Ooh, it's good, KG.
Yeah, so Ryan, I asked this question to the show last week, and I'll ask you. In order to jumpstart this, the Pistons need to make a big move, obviously. Most likely it will have to come through the trade market. Would you be willing to part ways with a Jaden Ivey in order to get a deal done for a premier player?
Yes.
Woo.
Yes.
Woo.
That was quick.
Hey, that's that flannel pick.
I love it.
Instantly.
Yes. Is he a make or break player for this rebuild? You can argue that maybe he's a fringe guy, but if you tell me who you can get for him, probably yes. Can you? Because the 2-guard position is a critical spot. If you're going out and getting an all-star level 2-guard, yes. If you need him, I think I've said DeMar DeRozan in the past, or a healthy Zach LaVine. If you need to trade Jaden Ivey to do it, yes, I'm on board.
All right. Besides, real quick, besides Cade, is there anybody else in this core that you absolutely would not come off of?
Absolutely would not. I'll throw Duran in there, but I don't know if it's absolutely would not, but I would not. Again, you got to tell me what I'm getting back. If I need Duran to get Brandon Ingram, I can think about it. Ooh. If you tell me I can go Ivy and get Brandon Ingram,
yeah,
or a Ingram type player, okay, we can talk.
Yeah,
go on ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, because the playoffs are going on right now, and in some ways it looks like the teams in the playoffs are playing a completely different sport than the Pistons. I want to ask you this. Is there any team that is currently in the playoffs right now? I know you kind of touched on Houston and who aren't in the playoffs, and the Knicks who are. that the Pistons can use as a potential blueprint of future success and how to build a team? Or is it just as simple as every rebuild is different?
Every rebuild is definitely different. I think you've got to have some of the fearlessness that Indiana did to just say, hey, if we need to make trades to make this work, then let's go do it. You might want to look at Cleveland and saying the Donovan Mitchell, if you can go get an all-star like that, go get an all-star and just make it happen. Milwaukee wasn't afraid to break up what they had if they were trying to do something better. And of course, that's a championship level team. But I think those are the ones that I will look at and say those are the main ones that went out and did something. You got to go out and do.
Oh, did we lose him?
Oh, I think we lost connection for a minute.
Uh-oh. Because I was just... Oh,
there we got him back.
There we go. Even the Pelicans to go and get C.J. McCollum is something that was, hey, we don't know what Zion's situation is, but we're going to go get another guy who can carry this team when he's not around. So those are the types of things. Is Houston closer? Did they finish 500? Yeah. I mean, they didn't make the playoffs, but still, they have something to build on. So I think that's the road and the path that the Pistons have to go down. Is you can't be afraid to hold on to a young guy who has shown you he's not going to carry the team. I think Cade is the only one. Cade and maybe Duran are the only ones who have shown that they can carry the team to a degree.
Yeah, and you know what, man? Brandon Ingram is a hot name, and this is a name, Rod, that we've kind of bantered about since probably the beginning of the season. Obviously, we talked about more available players like DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine of the Bulls, among others. Tobias Harris is kind of creeping up there as another name that we've heard. We've even heard Miles Bridges via James Edwards as a potential target. But Brandon Ingram and those Pelicans is a name I've heard around the media room at the practice facility. It's a name I've heard amongst fans, and it's one that I've heard that the Pelicans are probably looking to break things down this year, especially with a couple players like Murphy who are going to need increased roles. Listen, before my all-in player, and I know that it's a long shot, was Paul George, but I believe he's chasing a ring. Brandon Ingram is probably the second player where I'm just like, you know what? If the Pistons can do whatever they need to do to find this guy in the Pistons uniform, I do believe a player like him and Cade Cunningham, if they can keep Duran, that is a nice nucleus. And even if it's just 60 games of Brandon Ingram, that is so much better than what they've experienced over the last 3 or 4 years, depending on veterans who haven't really played much, and when they did get back, they were not bringing the level of impact that Brandon Ingram can have on this team right here. Is Brandon Ingram one of those guys that you say, you know what, if Cade and Duran are still here, give them whatever they need to be able to get a player like that in the Pistons uniform?
Yeah, I mean, and his contract isn't terrible. He's at about $36 million. That's not terrible. It's a little bit much. You want an all-star player if you start getting in the mid to high 30s and up to the 40s. But he's been an all-star. And so I think that's what you're just trying to chase is, can you find a guy who can impact you and just be a scoring option outside of Cade? I've been saying for a couple of years now that Cade needs another guy. He doesn't. Yeah. He's a Batman, but he needs another Batman. And I think somebody said Justice League earlier. We need Justice League type situations that it's more than one guy. It can't be Cade every game. It's got to be somebody else who can take on some of that.
Man, and that was the hope when we drafted Jaden Ivey. We talked about the fact that we were hoping he could be Superman in this Justice League to Cade's Batman. And it just, you know what? He may get there. I'm never going to put a cap on anybody's ceiling. But as it relates to what the Pistons need to do right now to get this thing back on the tracks, some of these young players are going to definitely be casualties. I know James Edwards, shout out to him of The Athletic. He was on From Half Court with Sean Murphy, and they've discussed a few things as well about a few of these players are probably not going to be on this squad next year because the Pistons do have intent to be able to accelerate things just a little bit. And that's, you know what, they've given themselves at least, if there's any silver lining with the Pistons, they've at least kind of have this nice nucleus of young talent with cap space. It gives them a lot better to be able to kind of go out there and make moves with. When you look at the beginning of this thing, if they were able to do things like bring in a Jeremy Grant early in this restore when they had no capital, when they had no assets, they should be able to do a little bit better this time around. But it's all going to revolve around who's probably in that driver's seat to push the go button. But any last words from you, Rod? Pistons, NFL draft, anything?
No. It's an exciting week for the city.
Yeah.
And I think the NBA playoffs will keep us kind of going in between both of these things, and even the Tigers. And what we said before is they needed to have a 500-ish start, and they're somewhere in the neighborhood. So things are going well for the city.
Yep, it is, man. Shout out to the Tigers.
Shout out, Rod.
Shout out to the Tigers. But shout out to the legend, Detroit News, Rod Beard, brother. Thank you always for giving us your time. We appreciate the commentary every single week. I know you got a lot on your plate, whether it's at the Detroit News. I know your boy, man. He's a pitcher. He's a pitcher. Hey, I see the post, man. You are proud of him, and it's awesome to see. Just as a fellow father, it's awesome to see you support your son the way that you do. So, thank you as always, Rod. Thank you for this time. Shout out to the Detroit News. Whenever you guys get an opportunity, definitely check out their coverage as well, especially of the NFL draft here in Detroit. They do fine work over there. Thank you, brother.
Thanks, Rod.
Thanks,
Rod.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, you guys know what, man? With the first overall pick, in terms of media, I would probably take Mr. Rod Beard.
Damn right.
Legend.
Sure. Yeah,
a legend.
100%.
But
you're not.
With the first pick in the 2024 draft, Detroit picks Swiss Insurance Group. Woodward Sports in Detroit, top pick for your insurance needs. Keep your current provider honest and price out Swiss today. Go to SwissINS.com or call Mark today at 313-530-1698.
The BGCSM 3C Sports Conference is coming during NFL Draft Week, starting on April 24th. Special guests will include Jerome Bettis, Barry Sanders, Eddie George, Aleem McNeil, Calvin Johnson Jr., Sean H. Wilson, Cynthia Freeland, Adam Scheffner, and more. This event is open to athletes, coaches, and parents, but space is limited. So go to our website and purchase your tickets today at www.bgcsm.org.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola, really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody!
Hey, you guys, are you tired of wearing that same old Detroit sports merch?
You know it.
Well, it is a new era in sports wearables with new designs, amazing apparel, and the ultimate swag. Look, go to woodwardsports.com. I know you probably ran out of time and trying to get everything prepared for the draft because you know it's tomorrow, but that's okay because we still got all these amazing designs for you whenever you want them, whenever you need them. We got the Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes election hoodies, t-shirts. They're even on hats as well, too. And you know, if you want to support that Detroit sign, you go right ahead because we got t-shirts with that on it as well, too. Go to woodwardsports.com. Get swagged out even if you're not prepared for the draft. We got everything you need. woodwardsports.com/shop.
Hey, one more day till the NFL draft, people. Welcome back. It is Wake of Woodward. We appreciate you guys for choosing to kick off the day with the crew. We got the entire starting five here, too. Mr. Flannel Sam, our vet. We got the elite booth, Detroit's #1 draft pick, KG, in the sound booth.
What up?
And since it's draft week, we just on one. We got Mr. JBSMOOOOOV in the Diddy booth. Woodward Sports is MVP. Let's go. Hey, rocking the sponsors, man. We appreciate it.
All
definitely.
day. You know,
Definitely.
corporate man.
And you guys already know Mr. Matthew Broder, our Lions and Tigers illustrious beat writer and reporter. What up, though? Looking
Hello.
like a pitcher over there, man. Did you play baseball or something?
I did.
You did?
I sure did.
You look like a baseball player.
I like watching Scooble.
As we all do. As we all do. Hey, especially Riley Green. Shout out, like I said.
Hey, shout out Riley
Bless
Green.
your godson's heart, Riley Green. What a day yesterday.
Star.
But are we whipping something out this segment?
Oh boy.
That would be my 7-round Lions mock draft. So, yep, that's. I hope I'm gonna have you guys graded. I'm gonna give.
So proud.
Hey, I'm gonna give a little analysis of each of my picks. I'm gonna have you guys in the chat grade it. You guys throughout the room grade it as well. And as I said before, when you actually make one of these, you realize how difficult it is. And there's even a couple of picks that I made where I'm like, I don't know. So we'll see. So JB, without further ado,
let's do it.
Absolutely.
And we said what? No mock shaming over here, right?
No mock shaming.
No mock shaming.
Okay. Yep. In the first round, I get Xavier Leggett. Stay at 29.
Hey.
The PFF doesn't really like it,
Yeah,
but
they
you know,
ain't fucking with you.
Yeah, they got a D- on that one.
I'm just.
KG was in the PFF system grading for this.
Right. F.
But you know what? For the purpose of only this assignment and this assignment only, screw PFF. Just kidding. I love you. But Xavier Leggett, as I kind of mentioned before, that X wide receiver, big playability, size, speed, strength. And one thing that I didn't mention before that I want to highlight on now when it comes to Xavier Leggett, he's great at catching the deep ball. He can burn defenders, contested catches, all of that. But he also played a really good percentage of his snaps in the slot. He was very effective out of the slot, 24 catches, 443 yards, which tells me that he's a complete wide receiver. He's also kind of that chain mover guy. And as I mentioned before, he was the receiving room at South Carolina. He had no help, unlike a lot of other receivers in this draft. So yes, for that reason, given that it's a need as well and could really help bolster this offense, Xavier Leggett at 29. I'll just go through all of them quickly. At 61, Jonah Ellis out of Utah, something that, Broder, I know you're proud of. He's a guy that I really like. Definitely got that high pass rush win rate, high metrics and all of that. Put up monster numbers last year for Utah. It certainly has the pass rush moves in droves and quickness. If there's one knock on him, it's his strength. He definitely has to bulk up a little bit, get a little stronger. But on this defensive line, I think he would fit right in, and he definitely has some NFL-ready traits as well. Number 73, Renardo Green out of Florida State. Quite simply, in terms of value in the draft, getting a guy who plays man coverage that well at 73, the upside is just too tantalizing to pass up. Certainly in terms of value in the draft versus your prowess in man coverage, I don't know if anybody has as much value in that as Renardo Green. And this is where it got a little bit tough, because this is where the whole head-heart thing plays into factor. I'm not in love with Zach Zinter as a prospect. I am in love with him as a Michigan player. Shout out 6'5". But Zach Zinter at 164. One thing that he does give you is the ability to slot right in if they don't re-sign Kevin Zeitler. He doesn't have the positional versatility of other guards in this draft. It's just right there. He was the best one available. But I'd figure I'd address it. He definitely can pass block. He didn't allow a sack last year. He can run block as well. A little bit lacking in some athleticism, and he can get a little stiff and clunky sometimes, but still at 164, I think Zach Zinter is a solid.
Stiff and clunky.
I'm just a little. That's why he's 164. That's why he's 164. And at 201, may seem like a little bit of a slappy pick, but I'm going Michael Barrett.
I'm not mad at it.
More as potentially a Derek Barnes replacement if he is not chosen to be re-signed. And I think he is a prime candidate to not be re-signed after this year. No offense to Michael Barrett. I mean, no offense to Derek Barnes, but Michael Barrett, he's a complete linebacker, good in coverage, good against the run, really, really excelled in pass rushing this year. Even though he didn't, his pressure and sack and tackle for loss per snaps played, for like rushing the passer is, I wouldn't say it's off the charts, but it's very, very high. Again, like a lot of players at this stage in the draft, a little bit of size concerns, a little bit of athleticism concerns, and even some technique concerns, but he's definitely a smart player. And at 201, I like it. 205, Gabe Hall. I'm going to be really transparent with you guys. That's a pick that I made, and I'm like, ooh, that might be a little bit of a throwaway. Not really very productive, doesn't have great like technique or anything like that. He just has athleticism and size. Upside. But he has upside. As a 6th round pick, why the F not? And my last pick, I'm not in the
KG.
Hey.
Michael Badgley is the worst thing ever and should be thrown to pasture camp. But Will Riker, I'm not going to lie. Seeing him nail those kicks in the Rose Bowl and almost be a huge role in why Alabama beat Michigan, it was tantalizing. I'm not at first the 7th round, considering what else was available. That's why I chose Will Reichard. So that's obviously my perfect mock draft that nobody has any issues with, right, chat? Right?
You know what? Just a fan said, "Is the doctor in the house?" I'm agreeing with Sam too much, and I am very worried. And I know KG
comes for you all. Just a fan. It comes for everyone.
It's a tug of war for KG right now. He's looking at the wide receiver in the first round, but he's looking at the kicker too. It's like,
if I were to take a wide receiver in the first round, it would be Xavier Legette. So shout out to Sam, man. I'm loving this draft. Y'all starting to sell me on Jonah Ellis. I still have concerns about his athleticism, but that's neither here nor there. Renardo Green, great pick. Zach Zenner, great pick to me. Future guard of your team. Michael Barrett, possible upgrade over Derek Barnes. No offense to Derek Barnes. And yeah, man, I love you. And you got a kicker. So, you know, that's always the icing on top for me. So, I would give this it's between an A- and a B+, man. Yeah. I'll give you an A-. I like
Hey,
you, Sam.
thank you. And
A- for Sam.
I appreciate that, KG. And Michael Wary kind of he basically echoes my sentiments exactly. Sam, I don't like the Gabe Hall pick, but the rest of your picks are dope. And you know what? I don't even like the Gabe Hall pick, and I made it. But upside, you know, we shall see.
Even Herb Nash agreed with you on the Michael Barrett, on your point made of why you're taking him. Says, good point, Sam. Barrett is a money saver. If Barnes is gone, same player, less money.
Yes, and then Ryan's reaction. He's like, what the F? Barnes is great. What the F? And for the record, I have a ton of respect for what Derek Barnes did last year. He did have a breakout season. It's just he's on a contract year. Yeah. And there's players who I think are much higher priority to possibly pay, like an Iffy or an Aleem, and certainly Amon-Ra St. Brown. Derek Barnes, although he's going to be cheaper than all of them, might not be worth the money that he's asking for. So that was my thought process when I chose Michael Barrett.
This might be part of the decision-making process of when we have to see good players leave because they get too expensive because they're playing well, or just having this tier if Derek Barnes outplays his the budget of the Lions, and he's that one that we can't keep. Or maybe it is an Iffy or a Kirby, somebody like that. Getting a guy like Michael Barrett in there in the 5th round, I love it. Yeah, I love it. Like I'm giving this a B+. It's almost an A-. Like maybe you could have done something different at the interior defensive line, but man, to get those top 3, like I'm sold after those first 3. Though the upside that Gabe Hall provides, or the question mark / upside, because he is just an insane athlete at 6'6", like 290 on the defensive line. You get pretty sure things in those top 3 picks. And I almost put Zach Zinter in that category in the 5th round. Like not a 3rd round Zach Zinter, but a 5th round Zach Zinter. Yeah. I love it.
And that was my thought process when it comes to Zach Zinter. Yeah. In a perfect world, if the board had fallen a little more advantageously, I like Cooper Beebe as a prospect better, but I'll stand by with my first 3 picks. I think that they're good. And like I said, the only one that I really am like, I don't know, is Gabe Hall and Zach Zinter. I don't like that he was just exclusively a guard, and there are some questions, and I didn't even mention the injury one, although a broken leg really isn't something that usually hampers you forever. So, yeah, like I said, I think this draft would help. I think the Lions would be a better team with it than without it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely, man. I like the draft, man. I like what you did. I think it's awesome.
Thank you.
I know. I don't know how awesome the wide receiver is, but if you had to take one in the first round, it would be Xavier Legette.
Correct.
You know what my thought process was, just really, really quick?
Yeah, definitely.
Is that the wide receiver pool, once you get to about the very early of the 2nd round, falls off a cliff. Because don't get me wrong, I practiced this a bunch of times. I certainly had to pick some mocks that I had to throw in the trash, because once you get to the wide receiver position, you're like, ooh, do I really like Malachi Corley that much? Do I really like Walker from NC like North Carolina that much, Washington from Virginia. I don't know. So that's why I ultimately decided to go with a wide receiver in the first round, because what you can get at the edge rusher position at 61 and Jonah Ellis is much better than what you can get at the wide receiver position. And same goes for corner. You're not getting a wide receiver the quality of Renardo Green as at the wide receiver position that you get at actually getting Renardo Green at 73. That's just one humble man's opinion. But for today and today only, you will have to call me Flannel Holmes or Brad Flannel, whatever you want to do. Just today. Hey, but you guys, you three that we graded your mocks, you guys were your home very Brad Holmes like yourself. So shout out to the chat.
Let's go. Shout out. And you know what? The chat, they gave you 45% a B.
Let's go.
18% a A, 17% a C, 20% a D. But largely they that's okay. Largely they like it.
Yeah,
they're on board. And Mr. Matthew Boda, you're revealing your last mock tomorrow.
9 o'clock on the dot.
Let's go.
In the drop top.
And I usually don't like reading these guys' comments, but Shad with okay, Sam Millen. That's funny. That's funny.
That's a funny comment.
Objectively, that's funny, Shad. Damn, that was good. I hate it when I have to be like, damn it, that's actually funny, but you're insulting me, but it's funny, but it's okay.
Look, man, your mock was awesome. His mock tomorrow is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
The fans' mocks were awesome. Shad, awesome comment as well. But let me tell you about something else awesome. Awesome is when a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut. That's Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Just stop in, sit back, and relax, and let one of Lady Jane's talented hairstylists make you look and feel great. Just like Flannel Sam's mock.
Hey.
Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Lady Jane's is wicked awesome.
Buying your first Feldman Chevrolet is much more than buying the car that will get you from point A to point B. It's a place for first memories, some big, some small. As she grows, you're not just buying her a Chevy, you're buying into a Feldman family. With more than 700,000 vehicles sold, from generation to generation, Feldman just keeps rolling.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
What's good, man? How you doing? What you got for me today? Let's have a look, man. I see the one I want right there. That's the one I'm looking for.
Welcome to the winner's circle, Blake.
Hey.
Figer Law. All we do is win.
All we do is win.
Tiger.
After an accident, people need to hire a lawyer more than any other time. So make Figer Law your first call. Call them at their number 1-800-A, the letter A, winner. Their team of trial lawyers will get you the money you deserve. Figer Law, all we do is win.
Let's go. I love this back wall. It's the 313 draft party presented by Jars Cannabis. And our broadcast, our lead broadcasting sponsor is Figer Law as well. All we do is win. I'm ecstatic. You guys want to know? I heard they were supposed to have Sorokis there as well.
Come on.
Yeah.
At the draft party?
At the draft party, man. All the sponsors are coming through, man. All of them.
Do they know what happens at a 313 draft party? I can just tell by the logo in the back. There's going to be some munchies happening.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be some smoke in here.
KG in there just shaking his head like, yeah, tell me about this, bro.
I can't wait, man. You know it's going to be a smoke out. We're going to have fun, man. We're going to talk a little ish, and hopefully the Lions bring home some quality in the draft, which I'm sure they will. So
we got to get long drink flannel, though. Hopefully,
long
drink flannel.
The best
we got to figure out a way to get you some long drinks in there.
About to say, like, can we? Or
you know what? Look, when we go around to do the fan content, the engagement, when we walk the streets, we'll find someone to make it work.
We'll sneak you one.
I'm sure.
We'll find someone to make it work.
Got some at home, so.
Hey, pre-game. Let's rock. Let's rock. Flannel, I am ecstatic, man. I am so excited. Tomorrow is going to be really a movie, man. And Detroit is on center stage, and us as fans, supporters, media, everybody included, this is our time to absolutely go out there and shine and make sure that the people who come through here, hey, like a smaller microcosm with March Madness, the people from out of town said they absolutely love the city. They love the way it looked. They said they love their drive-in, which is something a lot of people talk about.
Yeah.
And they said they love the way that they were treated. So good on you, Detroit. let's make it even better for the NFL draft. But we're going to start something a little bit earlier here. We got to break down this, kind of tee up this best segment in sports entertainment.
Ooh.
You ready, Mr. Smooth?
Let's do it.
With a V.
It's time.
With a V.
You know what? I'm going to change that on the back wall graphic for the people, too. You want that, man? How many O's are supposed to go in there?
What is it, like 4 O's or
4
something
O's,
like that? I
4
don't
O's.
even know where it's at now.
You know what? We're going to do that. 4 O's and a V to make this thing really pop. It's time for the most electrifying segment in sports entertainment. If you smell what JBSMOOOOOV is cooking with what's trending.
J Bizzle.
Let's rock.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Hey, man.
What up, though?
How you doing, JBSMOOOOOV?
I'm doing excellent right now.
Mr. Smooth.
But look, I know we keep
what a
on
V.
talking about this. The NFL draft is tomorrow. Only one more sleep before Brad Holmes cooks up something for us. But it's also only one more sleep before Inside the Lions Den.
What?
What's happening
Yes,
tonight?
Inside the Lions Den comes out tomorrow.
Okay.
Hopefully it's in the morning so we all can see it before the draft. But it's just a little bit from what they recorded over this past season. Everyone seems so happy and excited about the season.
Hey,
Inside the
let's
Lions
rock,
Den.
bro.
What do you
Shout
guys
out to
think?
shout out to Eminem too.
I know. Shout out to Eminem. Everyone's saying he should be doing the first pick. What do you guys think?
I think it should be Matthew Broder, but if not, then I can be okay with it being Eminem or maybe Barry.
Yeah.
Maybe Megatron. Sheesh.
Ooh.
You know, if I've got a wild card. If you're gonna make it a musician, I would go Jack White. However, Eminem's not a bad choice
Jack
either.
White is a good choice.
Yeah, I saw somebody in the chat earlier say Bob Seger should be the one.
No.
He's still around. He's still kicking.
He's still kicking. He's still kicking.
But JB, that comes out tomorrow, or does it come out today?
I don't know if it's tonight or tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure. I
confirm.
just seen a video, but yeah, if you can confirm that for me, yeah. But while you confirm that, Broder, I need to know. Do you remember your first curveball?
Oh boy, like we're talking baseball, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, we're talking baseball.
I actually do. I do. I'm curious to see where you're going with this, and I'll save my joke for after. But I do.
Do you remember the non-baseball curveball?
Yeah,
since you specified.
You see the movie Trouble with the Curve?
Since you had to specify that. But yeah, if you remember your first curveball, hopefully it wasn't this bad.
Woo. Damn.
Whoa.
Oh, that's a curve right there.
Did he like break?
He broke his ankles.
Woo!
Oh my goodness.
That's an ankle breaker in
baseball.
That's wild.
Oh my God.
The fact that it's a kid.
Somebody come get your son, man. This is horrible.
That looks like those backwards bear crawl things that you did in football back in the day in middle school to strengthen the quads. Oh, there's no better feeling as a pitcher than getting a reaction like that.
That's what I was just about
Zero.
to ask you. I was just about to ask you, bro, as a pitcher, when you see something like that, what's going on up top, bro?
You're just it's the ultimate flex as a pitcher. Like
confidence.
you don't have to say anything, and it's like when you hit the crossover after they make the shot, you just kind of stand. Everyone knows what happened.
You don't
You're
gotta say nada.
Yeah. I always used to I don't know if this is unique, but every time I would throw a changeup and someone would rip it foul, like they were all over it, the last thing you'd expect me to throw again is a changeup, right?
Yeah.
So that's exactly what I would do. And I'd throw it. They'd usually swing out of their shoes. And that was the best feeling ever to me. Just outsmarting someone on the mound. That's why I love pitching so much.
Yeah. I wish that catcher might have framed that a little bit better so it would be called a strike. But anywho, I'm sure the catcher, a young catcher in Little League, wasn't expecting a curveball like that. And before we move on, I got to read this comment from Neil Rule.
Neil!
Of course Flettel would say Jack White. LOL. Well, we'll have plenty of things. I'll have plenty of things to discuss with Neil Rule on Friday. But yeah, that's I will admit that is very on brand Flannel Sam. I'm kind of an old man and I don't run from it.
You know what? I do have a question for you, man.
Yeah.
Are we getting a cutoff flannel tomorrow?
Ooh, we should.
Yeah.
Look, people been asking for it
Or
too.
Friday, depending on how you feel. What's your
It's a special
what's your
occasion.
wardrobe strategy?
You know what? That's one of these days you definitely will.
Let's rock.
Yeah, you definitely will one of these days.
One
That's
of these
right.
days. That's not tomorrow. So.
Either tomorrow or Friday. Tomorrow or Friday. One of the two. One of the two.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right.
Let's go. Long drink flannel with the cutoff flannel. I think that's an epic time.
Flannel, you don't take a page out of Kirk Cousins' book, right? Like you pick out your flannels like each morning.
Yes, I do.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah,
Yes.
I figured you do. I just getting to know you a little bit more, getting to know the relationship.
The man behind the flannel.
Hey, the chat is chiming in though. JZJ said it got to be tomorrow. Ryan's reaction, it has to be tomorrow. I think the people want you to do it tomorrow.
Maybe not. Probably not on Wake Up Woodward, but on my draft segment with Kool-Aid. Yeah. All right. Deal.
Hey,
We'll do it.
Yeah, let's go.
We locked
See
it
the
in,
power
everybody.
of influence, chat family. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome.
You need an open carry
Lock it
permit. You need to show your guns downtown.
Appreciate that.
Let's go.
We
Let's
locked
go.
it in. We locked it in, everybody. And Kool-Aid, this last video is for you. I just got to know, is this the new way we're getting fouls now in the NBA?
The hell was that?
What?
Joel Embiid just pushes him off.
Why? He just pushed him like that.
Joel Embiid pushes Kyle Lowry for some reason
His
after
own
trying to go
teammate.
for a rebound, and Lowry just falls down just completely. I don't even understand how you fell like this.
Look at both.
Oh,
Dog, these foul merchants, bro.
Lowry's flopping, and it's his own teammate pushing him.
It's crazy.
Look at Lowry, little fish.
Bro, my brain has been trying to process what I'm seeing right now. It's like guys in the NBA are so geared up towards flopping and trying to earn a call that my man flopped
On
when
his
it was his
teammate.
own teammate.
That's wild.
Look at the little fish, on the wall.
It is crazy when you juxtapose it with like Andre Drummond, another big man in the league who absolutely was destroying teammates, running over them,
Right.
taking their dunk
Injuring them.
passes. But Kyle Lowry's like, you know what, man, I want in on the action too. What a flop, man. It was your own teammate, bro. Come on.
Shout out to
Come
Kyle
on.
Lowry still hanging on for dear life for his NBA career, man. Shout out to him, man.
Shout out
Filet-O-fish.
Shout out Kyle Lowry.
Filet-O-fish.
Filet-O-fish.
What was that
Filet-O-fish.
singing fish that you hang on your wall back in the day? Remember, it had a name.
Oh.
Big
It-
Mouth
it-
Bass or Big
Yeah,
Mouth
Big
Billy?
Mouth Bass. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Mike Lowry. Mike Lowry. By the way, Kool-Aid, basketball guy, any of you, is the NBA getting softer than soccer, than, proper football? Like in terms of flop, it feels like there's either a flop or they complain to the refs every single.
it's crazy
We've been talking about
Yeah.
that for years here.
Did they
as Detroit
institute
fans.
this season an anti-flop rule to where you're supposed to get penalized for it? Like,
Bro,
it's
they-
crazy.
they
Sometimes
do
you
these
can't
things-
contain the flop.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
What? Perverts? I'm just kidding. That was pretty phallic.
Like earlier when you said it rhymes with phallus burner.
Yeah, is that what I said?
yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just goes from the brain out the mouth, and
Yeah. No,
and now it's live in
no
front
in
of
between.
444 people.
Yeah, you know what, man? It seems like every time they make a move towards trying to better the offense in the sport, the defense and the physicality of the game just continues to take a hit. And that's where Detroit has traditionally made their bread and their butter, especially in the NBA, is this physicality. We've seen them after 2 championship runs now. The NBA go and change up the rules right after on the tail end of those championships. The bad boys. And then after the going to work Pistons made it in back-to-back finals, winning the one in 04, losing the one in 05 in Game 7, they went and changed rules. They changed the whole hand checking. Taking hand checking out of basketball, to me, was one of the worst decisions. Bring back at least that. If you're going to have guys flopping at every corner and you're really not going to enforce the rule, at least bring back hand checking. I just don't understand that one, man.
Yeah, I don't think that it's as bad as soccer to answer the question, because in soccer you've got, and for the record, I'm not anti-soccer. I've been to Keyworth Stadium, been to a DCFC game. It was a great time. I obviously respect the greats, but one of the things you've seen in soccer is you see guys flopping and then you see guys just writhing in pain like they just broke a bone or tore a ligament, and then 2 seconds later they're up and running.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't see that as much in the NBA. And as far as, I feel like whining to the officials is something that has always happened. It's just highlighted now. Like I mean, obviously LeBron whines, but so did MJ, so did Magic, so did Bird. It's just, it's been a tradition in the NBA for a long time, and people just don't highlight it. But as far as flopping goes, it wasn't as prevalent then as it is now.
No, Mike G said bring back hand checking. That's what she said. I get it. I love the chat. Dog.
ADIZ411, soccer, aka football fans are insane. They are insane. And I hope that soccer continues to grow in popularity here in the U.S. I'm not a huge soccer fan, but there's just something special about clubs' fan bases. Like I was lucky. So when I was in Germany, when I was playing baseball in Germany, 2014, that was the year that Germany won the World Cup. Nice. And they played the U.S. in, was it the second round or the round of 16? That whole country was shut down. It was the wildest thing I've ever seen. And I went to an Eintracht game in Frankfurt. They treat every little club, no matter how big, whether in the Premier League or they're at the lowest of lows. Like, they are so dedicated to their team. It's a lot of fun. Man, oh man. Let the players hand check again in the NBA, man. I'm still on it. I'm just like, gosh, man. That was great, though, JB. Jeez. You have any more? Is that it?
You know what? I can play one more for you guys.
Let's go. And you know what? We tell the people, too, get your mailbag questions in. Start to get them in. I know Broder is monitoring the chat. I'm trying to monitor it as well.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have an extended one.
Questions in.
Yes.
An extended mailbag.
Oh,
extended,
right on theme.
As they say. But this one right here, hey, man, I'm just trying to dock my boat. I don't need all this extra stuff.
How's the fishing? Just wait, how do they bring it in?
Spear. Oh, shit.
How's the fishing? Just wait, how do they bring it in?
Spear.
Goodness.
Oh. Hold on, was my man's naked?
He's naked too, which is crazy.
He is naked?
He's naked too. Like, I don't know how you...
Bro, before he was naked, I was going to ask Terry Arnold or Kool-Aid McKinstry.
I don't know. We might need this tackling on the team. Just saying.
Man,
that was solid.
We got to square up. You tackle me butt ass naked like that.
You just put your clothes on first, and then we got to square up.
Expect to fight, though. That's crazy.
JB almost didn't show that one today.
I almost didn't show that one today. It was a little risky, but hey, I got to show you that one. But that's it for what's trending, my man.
Ryan's reaction. You ever tackle me naked, we're fighting.
The crazy thing was, I wouldn't expect a guy running naked in public to make a form tackle that good.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Yeah.
It's like a wrestling tackle, man.
It was like Jack Campbell's girlfriend last year.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I see a future draft pick.
By Grady Dick.
Remember, I was like, after he got drafted, Jack Campbell, he was wakeboarding, and his girlfriend decided to wipe him out.
Yeah.
Look like we got a few super chats here, too, man.
Hey, let's read Dante's first.
Yeah.
Because also Herb Nash was talking about it. But Dante, shout out to you, $4.99 donation. Breaking news via CBS Sports. Reggie Bush will get his 2005 Heisman Trophy back.
You damn
about
right.
damn
Former USC star wins.
I don't gotta ask the room how they feel about that one, man. Everybody actually looks elated about that.
Damn time.
Hey, and you know what? It's like even a little bit more, because when I saw him come to Detroit, I honestly thought the career is over. He gave it his best, man. I'm happy to see this for Reggie Bush. I really am.
He had one of his 1,000-yard seasons in Detroit. So shout out to him, and shout out to Reggie Bush, because during his prime, during that Heisman Trophy winning season, you've never seen a more electric running back, really maybe since Barry Sanders in college. Had one of the most when you talk about mind-boggling numbers for our running backs, you certainly can look at Barry Sanders' Heisman Trophy season. But in Reggie Bush's, he averaged 8.7 yards per carry, 200 carries for 1,740 yards. That's just insane. So, yes, he absolutely deserves his Heisman Trophy back, and it's a long time coming, and just I'm happy for him and happy for college football fans as a whole, because it was so stupid. It was so stupid in the first place.
There was nothing like watching Reggie Bush at USC. One of the most special athletes, special football players I've ever seen.
Can we
may ever see again.
The best? Is there anybody else on that level, man?
I mean, there have been some stuff. I mean, Christian McCaffrey in college was great. Ricky Williams. There were some studs, but like Reggie Bush there's just something different about him. And then you pair that with his comeback story with Kim K and everything. Epic. Epic. Also, Shad, $10, man, on 11/29. Someone completed the ritual to sacrifice the Pistons season in exchange for the Lions season. Pistons was on a 2-0 streak, while Lions just lost to the Ravens the week before. Correct me if I'm wrong. It might be 10-29-23, but nonetheless, they had 2 wins. And I believe even through November, the Texas Rangers, who won the World Series, one game in November, had more wins in that month than the Pistons. Yeah, that was a tough stretch.
I'm starting to hear that the Red Wings sacrificed their playoff chances this year so that the Pistons can get the offseason right. Hopefully.
Hey,
we shall see.
And Michigan basketball sacrificed themselves for a Michigan football national championship.
And the program heading in the right direction, too.
Hey, and you got Juwan out of there? Brought in Dusty May, guy who took FAU to the Final Four. Sign me up for that. I have a feeling that 8-24 season, as painful as it was, and it was painful, I got to the point where I was, as I said yesterday, just hate watching them and spite watching them. It will be a blessing in disguise, 100%.
Oh, snap. Okay. You know what? Do we have some business to take care of before I read off who won the shirt?
We do. I forgot where we're at right
Somebody
now.
in our chat family is going to be very, very happy.
Bro, let's go.
Yeah.
Are we going to do that right out of the break?
Let's do it right out the break.
Yes.
We'll do that.
Get your mailbag questions in. Sorry.
James, your pet.
Let's
Fish Bowl, kill me Coke.
Hey, I'm ecstatic. I was like, hey, let's get something over to one of our listeners. And one of our loyal, actually is the winner of this Brad Holmes t-shirt. We're going to announce it in the next segment. I love giving our chat the best.
Absolutely.
And I love giving our pets the best as well. You can take them to Premier Pet Supplies, hands down Michigan's best pet store. Same prices and all the conveniences of the online and big box retailers, with one major difference. They've been family and locally owned for over 30-plus years. They have over 60 brands of food and nutrition experts to help you. You can get that same day, local curbside or home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best at www.premierpetsupply.com.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
And with the first pick in the 2024 Media Draft, Detroit selects Woodward Sports. Thank you for making us the #1 digital network in Detroit.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer. Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you. Catch Woodward Sports Network live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday. Soroki's Nashville Hot Chicken and Pizza. They've got everything that you could possibly want there. Like all of these great products you see. The chicken sandwich, the chicken tenders, the Nashville Hot Chicken Pizza. Oh my goodness, the fact that I haven't had it yet I'm doing a disservice to myself, and I might go get me some later on during the day. They've got everything you could possibly want. They got pizza, they got biscuits, they got fries, they've got chicken. Every single time Soroki's has come to our office, I have left probably putting on 5 to 10 pounds because I will have eaten a 5,000 calorie lunch and want to die. But still, if you guys want to keep it in more moderation, get yourself some Soroki's and enjoy hot chicken, pizza, biscuits, fries. Come enjoy the delicious heat at Soroki's.
Man, that's elite ad reading there. That's elite.
I'm hungry. Did my best.
That's elite, man. What up, though, people? Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. One more day. You know what? I think I'm wearing a chain tomorrow for the show.
You better.
The morning show, and I got to wear it for our appearance on the desk tomorrow at the draft with a live broadcast. The 313 Draft Party presented by Jars Cannabis and our sponsor as well, Figer Law. It's going to be an epic time. Soroki's is going to be down there, so we can get some food.
Yeah, bring that Nashville pizza with you.
Hey,
yeah, I know.
Hey, man, look, I enjoyed my time over there as well. But we have to give out some merch. Yesterday on socials, and really we might do another merch giveaway too. Just because there's a lot of lines going on. We want to make sure that you all can benefit the most. But are you guys ready for the winner of the Let Brad Cook t-shirt that we gave away on socials yesterday? Let me get a little drum roll real quick. His @ is EUO'Neal2010. Let's go. Hey, look, y'all, look. I asked him during the break, I was like, do you guys want to know who won? Or do you want it to just be a surprise? They said, you know what, let's be surprised. Their reaction is genuine. We are grateful and glad anytime we're able to do anything for our chat family. You guys support us. We want to be able to support you guys. We've turned up the frequency of giveaways on socials. So definitely go there, tap in with Twitter, tap in with Instagram at Woodward Sports, and always tap in with your shows. We see the names, man. We see the names. We appreciate you guys greatly. Congratulations to Eduardo O'Neal. And I know what, you have something else you want to be able to do for the chat family?
I'm going to give away an Aiden Hutchinson rookie card tomorrow in the 8:45 segment. Okay. Before we get to the mock draft, I'm not going to put it on Twitter. We're not going to put it on social. We want to make sure we give it to our chat here. So we're going to do that 8:45 at some point before the 9 o'clock big mock reveal. A little Aiden Hutchinson graded rookie card, a little 10 grade. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's
go. I'm pumped up, man.
I'm pumped up for some of these mailbag questions.
Yo, in the chat, man, shout out to y'all, too. It's really a family in there. People are ecstatic for him winning this thing.
Yeah, dude, it's so awesome to see Edward, who's always, he's really in most of the chats throughout the day. Yeah. Always here with us, always engaging on Twitter. Shout out to you, Eduardo. You're the man. Can't wait to see what Brett cooks up tomorrow.
Let's go. We're going to talk to Stick today, too. See if we can maybe increase what we give away. We can do the Hutch card, maybe another T-shirt.
We'll see. Let's do some mailbag questions before it gets too late.
I think we got a special request, too, from Ed O'Neal.
Oh, yeah? Can Sam sign my shirt?
Hey!
Of course.
That's dope.
Of course.
We just got to maybe, do they get it sent here first and then you set? We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah. There's another request in here, a mailbag question from someone who we know very well, Neil Rule. Mailbag. Is there anyone in the NFL draft you guys don't like? Yes. Yeah. Nate Wiggins, I don't like.
Keon Coleman.
Really?
I don't like Keon Coleman either.
Yeah.
Not a big fan of Roma Dunze in terms of the top receivers. I'd rather take Brian Thomas.
I see what I see what Neil's doing. Yesterday, I think I highlighted Keon Coleman as someone I wouldn't necessarily like, but I think what it speaks to, and Neil, you're going to agree with me on this, I think everybody in this room as well, is that no matter who is chosen, I don't think any of us are going to be up in arms. I said that my nightmare scenario would be Tyler Guyton, tackle from Oklahoma, because it would be a reach, and technically he's just an athletic freak with no skills at this point. He's very raw. But at this point, really, is there anything that anybody would complain that much about, considering the roster construction already, considering as is, I think they're already a Super Bowl team? There's more, I would say, polarization and variance in previous draft picks. Like, for example, if the Lions would have messed up number 7 overall pick and taken somebody other than Penei Sewell, that would have been a detriment to the franchise. Same with not going with Aiden Hutchinson as the number 2 overall pick when you still needed to build that position. This draft is different. That's why I'm not really mad at any particular prospect. I mean, even Tyler Guyton, I wouldn't be throwing tables. I would just be like, I don't know. But that's not going to happen anyway.
Dante151, he sent this earlier. It was a $9.99 super chat. Dante, you are the man. Thank you. Can someone explain to me why the White Sox are that bad? They're 3-19 and they're worse than the Houston Astros. The White Sox have only 50 RS to 129 RA, while the Astros has runs scored to runs. What's RA? Well, the Astros 98 to 131. Why are the White Sox so bad?
Man,
they don't have hitting. They don't have pitching.
They don't have anything.
I don't think their manager's very good.
No.
They don't have a bullpen. So everything the Tigers have done to get timely hits and pitch well, the White Sox haven't.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Big Dan Davis and Ryan's reaction as well. See that they sent in some mock drafts. I'm about to forward you another one, Mr. Matthew Brodie.
Perfect. Ed O'Neal confirms Inside the Den is tonight at 8 p.m.
Okay.
8 p.m. So to get ready for the draft, maybe you got draft day queued up with your family like I do, and then you go watch Inside the Den. Have yourself a night.
Yep. I'll watch it after the concert tonight, but yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. I know there's others. Oh, Herb Nash, mailbag, Sam. Mailbag, would like to get Sam's thoughts on Michigan basketball portal players and the Pippen signing.
I mean, I'm happy. It's clear that they're prioritizing youth, shooting, and size, and those are very important things when it comes to modern college basketball. And the fact that they stole Roddy Gale from Ohio State, who was projected to be one of their most promising players, I certainly love that as well. As I said before, in this Big Ten, which there's a lot of mid, and then there was 50 feet of crap, and then there was Michigan. They will, at the very least, get to that pack of mid and be fighting for a tournament spot this year, with eyes on contending in the very near future.
Hey, yo. How about this question? Eduardo O'Neill, mailbag. If Caleb and Joe Burrow are in this draft, who do you take?
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
People forget, though, that Joe Burrow wasn't like this freak prospect, although he did have arguably the best season in college football the year before.
He was a winner.
I would probably still say Joe Burrow. But Caleb Williams, I think, might even have more overall talent than Joe Burrow. But there are some questions about Caleb Williams' makeup and mentality and stuff like that. Makeup, unfortunately, being a little bit of a double meaning when it comes to Caleb Williams. But that's neither here nor there. There were no questions about Joe Burrow whatsoever, but in terms of that aspect of the game. But I think Caleb is going to be a good player.
How about this for an idea to push out to our viewers? Mailbag. Actually, mail sack from Mike G. Sam, can I download your Kiss the Ring sound drop from the merch shop?
I mean, I'm sure somebody's going to put it in the, I don't know about the merch shop, but somebody's going to put it in the sound booth, and it's going to be a drop.
Kiss the Rings. It was epic, bro.
Epic.
Hey, listen to that. Listen to that DJ. I know JB.
My ears are hurting over here. I got to take off these headphones.
Kiss the Rings, nigga.
That is terrible.
Kiss the Rings, JB.
That's terrible music. I don't know what you're playing over there, KG.
Hey, I'm playing that fire, man.
that
is
fire.
not a hit.
We'll end it with this. Just a fan. Here's a comment. Congrats to Wake Up Woodward. Your good-natured banter, positive energy is leading to Woodward Sports Network's growth. No toxicity. Thank you. Just a fan. Thank you, man. We appreciate that.
Man.
Thank you.
Big facts.
Thank you, man.
We're working hard.
Man, it's an understatement. I know we always say we appreciate you guys, and that's still understating it. That's what we love. We can do these types of giveaways. That's what we love, when we can give you guys passes to the different events and everything. We hope to bring even more that we can do to enrich our chat family. Thank you guys as always, man. Hey, any last words? Or are we breaking it down?
Let's break it down, baby. Big day tomorrow.
Let's break it down. One more day. One more. Look, I'm starting off with the chain already, man. I can't wait. I'm ecstatic. My introduction to Woodward Sports was at the draft 3 years ago at the Del Mar Bar. I still remember it like yesterday. And now I'm going to be on the desk for the first time doing one of the NFL draft shows with none other than my brother, Mr. Flannel Sam, our vet of the squad. I appreciate what he brings to the table. I appreciate what he does for this show. Glad to do this thing with you, bro.
Oh, it's going to be fun. Glad to do it with you, bro. It'll be fun.
Hey, shout out to our Detroit Lions, Detroit Tigers beat writer reporter. It's going to be a crazy couple days for you, man. Mr. Matthew Broder.
I'm excited. This is the time. We've been waiting for this.
Hey, shout out to Spin in the background.
Behind
yeah.
That booty, though. Spin it.
Shout out Spin it. Big D Energy is on the way. And you guys already know we got the most elite booth in the media industry. It ain't just about Woodward Sports. Hey, y'all put it down from the segments to the work that you got to do. We got Detroit's #1 draft pick, Mr. KG, in the sound booth.
All smirks, no smiles. Y'all know what it is. Tomorrow's the draft. Let's get it, man. And hey, y'all come down to see us, man. We're going to have a great time, bro.
Ooh, it's going to be epic.
Twerk on it.
Ooh, and I know we got work to do. I know Broder's going to be at events. I'm going to be at some events tonight as well. It's going to be an epic time. The draft is here. Hey, it's your boy. Hey, you know what? Woodward Sports is MVP. In the Titty booth.
Yo.
Oh, my God.
Because we're all one, man. It's the NFL draft, and I'm ecstatic. It is JBSMOOOOOV.
Hey, another great show from all of us here. I appreciate all you guys. One more sleep till draft night. Also, if you guys are going down to check out Jelly Roll tonight, I will be somewhere in the Fillmore. So just come find me if you do.
Hey, so you're downtown too?
Oh, yeah. I'll be downtown.
You know what, man? I'm out to just reach out to you. I'll be at the Garden Theater for that Boys and Girls Club. It's your boy Brandon Day, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, your credentialed Detroit Pistons writer and reporter for Woodward Sports. Thank you guys as well for helping find the juice for that segment today. One more day, chat family. As always, smash that like button to support if you have. And encourage somebody else to do the same. Share this stream, post this stream, and get ready because tomorrow is the final big mock. I can't wait. Appreciate you guys greatly. It's been Wake Up Woodward. Have a blessed day, y'all.